Well, I'll do a quick introduction. Welcome to the second Rumblecast. We are tonight going to be discussing in a roundtable fashion the specializations, particularly the elite specializations of the Chronomancer and the Dragon Hunter. So to start it off, maybe we could talk a little bit about the actual changes to specializations from traits and skills. Okay guys, that means you can talk now.
Oh, hello, I am Ace. The cool one. No one's denying it. Is true.
I just did.
Alright, this is Captain Muffins. You could call me Muffins.
What was that?
Oh, must be being. So, today's topic. What do you say? The new expansion, the new goods coming in. Your thoughts?
Well, the first thing that I saw was the new Chronomancer type class that we kind of got. I totally was on board about that. I am a Mesmer player, and I just can't wait to have a shield. It's going to be exciting.
What do you think is going to be the best part about it, Muffins?
Personally, I like how they said that it... Well, basically, the PvP aspect of it, I want to see how I could actually collaborate with my team and give crazy bursts to my group. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to. I know that Mesmers, they have Time Warp, but having an actual burst skill that is not an elite skill, like the zero skill at the end of the bar, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Anybody else have any opinions on the Chronomancer?
I just
Time shifting and rewinding is going to be nuts in PvP.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's our Jarvis. That's false. Anyways, where were we?
Chronomancer. They're introducing two new. What we classify them as boons? Yeah, you have I can't pronounce it. Ala something, Alazam, whatever. They have that move, and then they also have slowness. One of their phantasms calls slowness, which I don't understand fully, because don't we already have like two other conditions that like slow people down? You have cripple and you have chill. Like with the slowness, would we be able to cure it, or would that just be like almost like quickness? You know, like it's just there. You activate it and it's just there.
Alacrity is the word you were looking for.
Thank you,
Alacrity.
Jarvis.
I think that as for the slowness, Ace, the way they described it kind of makes me think it's along the opposite of a speed burst.
Slower. You mean slower attack speed? For example, your regular attack number 1, your auto attack would be a little bit slower.
No, I think what it does is it slows everything else around you. So everything else will slow down and you'll stay normal speed. Instead of just speeding you up and everything else staying normal speed, it basically is doing the same thing, but instead of speeding you up, it's going to actually just keep you at normal speed and slow everything else down. And my guess is it's an area perspective thing. So, for example, if you had, I don't know, say you had somebody shoot projectiles at you, and projectiles travel at a certain rate of speed, right? So as soon as it hits this area of effect, they immediately slow down, and so you can move away easily to avoid being hit by them. I think that's sort of the idea that I was getting from what I was reading.
Yeah, but how would that work in PvP? Are you going to slow the other team down, and whoever's in your area effect would speed up?
I don't know how that would work in PvP. They weren't very clear on that part of it.
I guess we're gonna see when it happens, but that seems pretty cool. You could dodge if that was the case, you would be able to dodge like arrows or incoming like missiles or whatever
Or
from like turrets and stuff.
my thought is, for example, you have one of my favorite skills on the warrior is the leap skill. So you leap in, but as soon as you hit the area of effect, if that slows you down, then you're almost like watching him in slow motion as he's trying to hit you, and then you can just easily move out of the way so he doesn't actually hit you.
So,
That's the sort of idea I think that I was taking from it.
wow. I mean, if I'm fighting somebody and my movements slow down and his are going normal rate, it almost feels like you're just being punished, like with no way of avoiding it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I mean, we have that same sort of thing already, right? Like, there's the time warp. Whereas everything inside the area of effect time warp speeds up. So you can, attack, twice as fast, basically.
I see your point there.
So from my understanding, quickness is for your attack speed, and I'm thinking that alacrity will just be your recharge rate. Isn't that what quickness does? Doesn't it, like, increase your attack speed?
Yeah, it just increases in all aspects. So, like, if you were trying to activate a skill, it just speeds it up.
It just speeds up the activation of the skill. Wouldn't alacrity kind of be reduced recharge, I guess?
So automatically reduce recharge. That's automatically a game changer, especially if you apply alacrity to, say, Lich. I'm just gonna throw him out there. So if Lich form is on a much lower cooldown, I don't know. It'd be interesting for all these like hardcore, these really like bursty type elites on such a low cooldown. Like, I don't know, alacrity is pretty interesting in itself. Slow down enemy movements. I just don't want this new idea to kind of lower the skill level for Mesmer, because right now it's pretty high. It's not easy. You can't just jump in on Mesmer and do anything. So I just don't want it to be like, oh, I'm gonna slow down everyone's movements and I dodge absolutely everything without no way to counter it. But even if you're comparing alacrity to time warp, no one really uses time warp in PvP, and it got a pretty large nerf in World v World, lowering the amount of people that are in it. So I mean, no one really uses it a whole lot besides PvE. So I guess what I'm just saying is I don't want alacrity to lower the skill plane, but also kind of keep its usefulness in all aspects of the game. Right? I mean, I thought I was talking.
Anybody else with any input on Chronomancer?
I like the name.
Shields.
Shields. Yes. Looks pretty sweet.
So much shield.
Oh yeah, I seen the video with one of the skills with the shields. Is basically has a boomerang effect where you send it out and it comes back, and whoever is affected by the or passes through the shield barrier thing gets quickness, I believe.
Yes, I think I remember that. Yep.
That's pretty cool. Like you could time your skills and stuff like that with other people. That's what I'm looking forward to.
What did you guys think about that one where they can shoot out the time effect and have it bounce back right back at you again, but you can actually move yourself around so that it comes back and hits other people on its way back.
It's an very interesting concept. Is that the same one where like you can kind of see the timer ticking before it explodes, or is that a different effect?
No, it was a different one. Yep, that was a different skill.
The timer
Yes,
ticking
it's
is the
called
one.
Tides of Time. Sounds interesting, especially in combination with Continuum Shift.
Yeah, I think the continuum shift is the one I was thinking of, boss. Where you send it out and it comes back to you, and it hits people going out and it hits people coming back. So you can actually, apparently, it also recharges if you get hit by it before it gets back to its full distance. If you actually get hit by it, then it actually recharges it so much.
Or it reduces the cast time, you mean? Or the recharge time?
Yeah,
Like
it reduces the recharge.
Okay.
Because it basically, I guess, it reimburses you for the difference. So if you get hit by it coming back, it allows you to. It had something to do with the idea of rewinding time, so you could rewind time back to before you even cast it the first time.
It was trippy.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I think in some ways this could have major repercussions for a pretty organized push in, say, a World v. World situation. If you're pushing and all of a sudden it's going bad for you, you've already got that out there. Boom, you rewind it, and oh look, no damage done. We're okay. Instead of doing that, we'll do this instead.
Yeah, but I think it wouldn't be that long of a rewind. They would have like a 2-second rewind thing, so it wouldn't be like
well, the
10
way
seconds.
The way they indicated it made it sound like it was a fairly good length, but not. I mean, obviously they're not going to be able to do it like super long, but
It's based on the amount of illusions shattered.
is it? So the more illusions shattered, the more rewind you get.
I think so.
So we'll automatically see Shatter as making a much larger comeback. Right now, Shatter is around, but it's not in very large groups. You see a lot of PU, Condi, Mesmers. You also see Phantasms still lingering around. And Phantasms, they're just like traditional Shatter, except you don't ever really activate your Shatter skills. You just kind of let them do whatever. But with this one, what I read, a lot of people who play Mesmer a whole bunch say that the way that Enid wanted everyone to play Mesmer was to use their Shatter skills a whole bunch. Shatter is the way to play Mesmer. So with Shield coming in, it almost feels like they want everyone to do that. They're like, hey, I know you guys like this, but Shatter is actually fun, and here's Shield to prove it.
Yeah, actually, Shatter is pretty fun. Like shattering, I like the Torment build, so I usually play my at least for PvE, I play my Mesmer with a Shatter build because all the stacking of the Torments. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. There was another skill, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like they lay down this area of effect, and then there's like a timer on it, and when it goes off, it explodes. I find that looking pretty cool. I don't know the name of it though.
It'll give us more reason to start paying attention to the ground for those sorts of things coming from opposing groups.
Well of precognition.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Wells. Mesmers will be doing more Wells. It won't be just Necromancers, from what I read.
Would
So
that
there
be a
may be
stat
more
skill?
Wells.
Or would that be like one of the utility bar skills?
It might be a utility, I think. But yeah, it almost feels like instead of like, oh, stay out of the red circles, it's gonna be like, look at the red circles and see what the hell it's actually gonna do, making players kind of being more aware of their surroundings, just simply looking at animations and, oh, stay out of the red circles. Red circle bad. And that's it.
But I've been standing in red circles all along, man. Red's my favorite color. Damn it, Ace. Red is bad, it's alive.
Big fan of fire trucks.
Yeah, I love everything that's red.
Well, I think the whole new specialization system is going to be a big change for the entire game. They're getting rid of some of the traditional skills for the weapon sets. They're getting rid of all of your skills and traits, how we would normally set them now. What do you think about the new, what are they calling them? Champion? Is it champion? I think I think champion was the term they used. Champion points versus our traditional skill points.
Oh, hero points.
Hero points. Sorry, you're right. Hero points. What do you think of that?
I mean, I didn't read too much on what they were supposed to do exactly. I mean,
my sense is the hero points work along the same lines as our traditional skill points and or trait points worked. Except that now skills and traits are sort of in some way combined with the specialization. So you, one of the things I was noticing is they currently how we have the trait system laid up. You can apply so many points into the traits, and you can now equip. What is it? It's maximum 3 per line of the traits. The sense I'm getting from what I saw with the specializations is you'll still have your traits, but they're kind of combined with your skills. So specific traits benefit specific skills, and as you unlock, I guess, the trait, you unlock the corresponding skill that goes with that trait.
This is all confusing to me, but what I know about this new expansion, it's gonna pretty much like level everything. Like everyone's gonna be on the same level, and I'm pretty happy about that because people who played before will come back to find out what's going on. Yeah, what changes were made, and I know people will probably end up staying if they like it, or I think we can get more people coming into the game. I mean, not a lot of people have. I'm just saying, Guild Wars 2 has like a pretty big community, and I can't wait to have more people play. So, I think it will rejuvenate the community that it currently has, plus bring in more new players.
That's true. Yeah, have more people to call dibs on.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna find my wife. So anyone listening to this, I'm looking for wifey material. Single guy. Yeah.
Like boiled hot dogs.
They have to have
turned into a Match.com advert.
Yeah, they have to like boiled hot dogs because I love boiled hot dogs.
Anyway, I'm really glad that we're going to have this change. I think it was an inevitability. The sense that I got from what ANET was saying was that the last changes to the traits and skills, they weren't happy with the way it changed. It did not have as great an effect as they wanted it to, and I think this will make a huge difference. But here's the thing that I really thought was kind of exciting about it all, was the announcement that they were going to release all these new changes to the specializations before they actually release Heart of Thorns. What do you guys think of that?
I think it would be pretty cool. Like they did with the stability thing, I have heard that before. They were supposed to release that when the expansion, you know how the stability was not stackable back like a few months ago, and now it's stackable. I heard that the change was supposed to happen when we got the expansion, and then they changed it all up. I didn't like it at first, but I kind of got used to it, so I guess it kind of helps people to get used to the changes that we're going to have. Maybe bring back more people to see what the changes are, but I have no problems with that, with the changes if they're going to bring it out when the expansion, before the expansion rather.
I like the move of them bringing it before then, because we all get a chance to see what works, see what doesn't, actually mess with
Theory craft?
Yeah, do a whole lot of theory crafting. And maybe even just create a new meta altogether. And it's almost like a beta. It's like, here's some of the things, mess around with it, see how you like it. It's like, yeah, I like it. And then a lot of people are like, no, I don't, because they fucked up Elite Arcana trade line. I didn't like that. I didn't like that change. But anyways, with all this new stuff coming out, we're just curious kids, brand new candy store opened up, we're like, oh my god, there's so new candies, like, we'll try it out, and then they're like having all this play because it's not open yet, so then take tastes of it, what's to come.
Well, and I think that's why they hinted at they would let the system change for all the current existing classes, and then they would at the release of Heart of Thorns, you could then, if you bought the expansion pack, you would get the Elite Specializations at that time for each of those classes. I think that might be the way they're doing it. Might be just the carrot dangling in front of the horse's face just to get it moving in the right direction, so that they can carrot on stick, so that they can sell more copies of Heart of Thorns. I think that's partly why they're doing it. But I think at the same time, since it is such a massive structure change to the entire game, they have to introduce it for both the new players and the old players, because they don't want two systems for that sort of thing running at the same time. It would just be chaos for them. So it actually makes sense to release in advance for the entire game the changes to the traits and skills to the new specializations.
I think it's a smart choice. It appeals to more casual gamers, and releasing this content will, entice old players to come back, because it is a free-to-play game. Like, you can always stop playing, and it's a good incentive for people to come back.
So, we've touched on Chronomancer, we've touched on the basics of the specialization system, kind of what little changes we're going to see. Did you like the new graphics, Ace, for the specializations page as the lightning bolt lights up as you create the experience through the specialization?
Yeah, it looks really badass, in my opinion.
I'd say the graphics have greatly improved on those screens. The one thing I think I like the best is how all the traits and the skills are all on the same page. So you can see them at the same time, so you can pick what you need to correspond with the other.
Yeah, I like that addition as well. Instead of having to go to different tabs to see what skills you unlocked as you leveled up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all right there in front of you. It's very convenient for newer players who are just going in, and easier on veterans as well.
Today was the release of the information about the new Dragon Hunter. Okay, how many here are actually Guardian players?
I am a Guardian player.
I
is as well.
And so am I. So
Occasionally.
So, what did you think of the information that was released today about the changes to the Guardian that turns him into a Dragon Hunter?
First of all, the name Dragon Hunter, I'm not feeling it. I'm just like, what is this garbage ass name? Like, what? They couldn't think of anything like more proper. I'm not happy with the name.
It's not as
Because aren't
good
we
as
all Dragon
Chronomancer.
Hunters? Yeah, that's true. We are all Dragon Hunters, whatever.
Yep,
Not a big fan of the name.
Yeah, I'm not digging the name either. I wasn't expecting Dragon Hunter. Maybe something like Paladin, or I don't know, something that kind of fits well with it. Then you're like, Dragon Hunter. Fuck is that?
I know. It's just like, we're meant to slay dragons, and that's our only thing. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of it.
And then when you hear the name, and then you see what they've done, do you feel the two go together well? The name and the actual changes. Do you think the changes actually fit the name?
I don't think it sounds
so at all.
cool. Like, I'm gonna play my Dragon Hunter. It just sounds really childish.
Yeah.
They're gonna ask you, is that like a ripoff of Monster Hunter, the game?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
But like, you have to understand, like, with Guardians have always been. They've always been these classes that like support allies, give wounds, and you know they do DPS, but more importantly, they provide ages, stability. They're the only source of AOE stability in the game. A few others, but they're the primary source. And them switching over to this, you know, Dragon Hunter, and then like their longbow skills, from what the video showed, seem to be doing a lot more damaging. Like they're kind of leaning more toward DPS Guardians than more support Guardians, you know. So.
But they also said that there's going to be certain traps that these Dragon Hunters are going to have to help support, and then more of a backline helping thing. So that's the thing. I'm really confused about this Dragon Hunter. Are they more DPS, according to the video that I've seen, or are they more of a support from the stuff that I'm reading about? Because they're saying that traps will help support and give burst of heal, and then I don't know. It's just really, really confusing. So as a Guardian player, I'm kind of upset with the poor name of the choice of the name, and I don't understand where they stand. Are they support, or are they dealing damage? One of the major damage dealers. I don't even know. I'm so confused.
I never thought I would say, alright guys, I'm gonna play my my Hambo Trap Guardian or Dragon Hunter in this case. Traps on this Guardian. I'm still calling Guardian for now. I don't like the other name. But traps. The one thing I want to know is if when they activate these traps, are they going to turn into combo fields? Because that's how usually all traps work in the game. So, and if so, are they only going to be light fields? Because that'd be kind of lame. Because there's potential and cool if, you know, they turn into fire fields, in which you can use longbow, and I think the longbow might have like a blast finisher. That'd be cool. And blast that fire field, or if like the water heal, which is going to be a trap, it can turn into a water field. And maybe like if you guys are zerging. And
I think it's going to be a little bit OP.
It's going to be what?
AoE?
No,
Just
I said OP because
OP.
if you pair the Dragon Hunter with the Trapper runes, if you apply 6 of them to your character, it says gain 3 seconds of stealth when using a trap skill. So basically, Guardians are getting stealth.
So are they like a hybrid of a warrior, thief, and ranger? Because man, they're getting like everything.
Like stealth with I don't know. I'm hoping Aiden is not deviating from what makes their class. You know, like thieves are meant for stealth. Now we're gonna have like Guardians who have always been this role. I don't know. Like I don't want ANET to kind of force weapons in to classes that don't really fit it. You know. Because
yes.
I never thought longbow would be a thing with Guardian. I never thought of it. I mean, yeah, they summon spirit weapons, but I don't know. It's in the feed.
What did people assume was going to be the added weapon? Like, what did you think would have been the added weapon before they announced that it was going to be longbow?
Shield, maybe. I can't really think of anything. They have all the weapons they need almost. Sure as hell not rifle. I never thought of bow.
Rifle Guardian, that would seem a little
Out of place.
Yeah, very much out of place.
No, I've been hearing rumors that Guardians are going to get longbows and they're going to be called Paragons or something like that. I haven't played the Guild Wars 1, but I heard that they were going to bring that class back. And then I was pretty excited because I've heard about it, and then I hear about a Dragon Hunter. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. This is so confusing.
But if they made the Paragon, it would totally counter the title that you get after you play Guardian.
Yeah, be champion Guardian. It switches. but more importantly, looking at the video, the longbow skills look very similar to warrior longbow. Like you see, they have like this AOE effect that kind of looks like a blast finisher. One of the arrows caused a blind on the creature, and there's a little like covering his eyes. That's usually the sign of a blind. And then I'm thinking that's gonna be like the 5 skill, where this large, like a net or it's like a barrier goes around them. So I don't know. That's
so
interesting.
You could make Hambo Guardians then.
Probably. It's gonna be like pretty. Yeah, it feels like it. Like you're gonna be. You have so many snares. If you think about it, like you have this 5. I'm just going on a whim that it's gonna be a 5 skill. So you have this like snare type skill on longbow with the traps that you can lay down, and with the trapper runes you go stealth, and then you use ring. You just non-stop can be trapping people forever. You might as well be called Trapper Guard or Trapper Hunter, whatever. It's constantly just snaring people over.
Apparently, the healing skill will also be a trap. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard of a healing skill having that effect.
But it's kind of lame too. Like they have to make it to where the trap can't be dodged. Because what if like, oh man, I'm low on health, like I use my freaking heal, and you throw the trap down, and he just simply dodges it, and it never procs. So you're like, oh, I'm fucked. I don't want that. So it has to be, can't be dodged. If it's triggered by anything, hell, even an NPC, maybe, I don't care. It has to proc because that's viable. It's healing. It's your only heal, and I would much like it for it to be a water field. That'd be awesome if I can. Because there's a scale with Virtue Resolve, because they're changing up the virtues as well. Like Virtue of Courage creates instead of just granting ages to everyone around you, you get this like wall, which can be flanked. It can be countered, but this wall pop up, right? Maybe they'll add like a tree that can reflect. It's maybe more reflection. I lose its touch, or maybe I don't know. But Virtue Resolve has this that wing effect that we saw. That looks pretty cool. And from what I was reading, you leap forward and heal allies. So one combo should be used as a guardian if you're really low on health. If you activate that heal and someone triggers a trap and turns into a water field, you can use your Virtue Resolve to leap through it and get a really nice heal as well as other allies around you. And maybe you can like swap to your longbow. And if, of course, it is a blast finisher, then you can blast out the water field, making you more of a healer, you know? So we might even see a return in Bunker Guard if that heal is indeed a water field. Like if the trap becomes a water field.
Is it starting to feel that the original Guild Wars monk class is starting to have some of its I guess, core ideals take more effect in this in this Guardian build?
I never played the first Guild Wars.
Well, for those who haven't played the first Guild Wars, monk class was basically your only healer class. There were no heals outside of monks. So unless you had a monk in your party, you were basically screwed big time. Everyone typically made sure that they didn't run anywhere without a monk. But it's starting to feel like the idea of this new class is that it's going to be more of a healing type class for allies and such than any of the other classes.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought a healing class in, because what they said with the new expansion is with the new mobs that you're going to be fighting, they're going to be so much smarter, and you're going to have a party with you to take some mobs down. So I think maybe the Dragon Hunter could be a nice healing class along with an Elementalist. So yeah.
It almost feels like with the new expansion, they're kind of leaning towards how traditional MMOs are. Like, oh, we need a healer, oh, you need this. you're like, oh, you need a healer, you need DPS and all this mess. Instead of everyone just running berserkers, stack up in a corner and pull them off, so that's it, over and over again. So with these new dungeons, I'm pretty sure that they're gonna come out with, we're gonna need like a healer. You're gonna need be smarter, so just stacking up, So all these new mechanics with these new specializations are supposed to kind of help with that.
So it really sounds like we're going to get more of, a traditional balance.
Which is weird, because when Guild Wars 2 came out, it wasn't MMO, but it didn't feel like that grindy RPG like in World of Warcraft, Terra, Arcade, and the other ones. Like, you didn't need a healer. You didn't, you can run just about anything you like. You just felt like there was more options for you. I just don't want Guild Wars or ANET to throw us in like a narrow passageway, a very linear area where you can only choose this build, only this build will work, and that's it.
Well, kind of what they said, I think, is that they're trying to make it so that there are more options builds, not just one specific build. And that's why the Elite Specializations as well. So now you can have a Guardian who was a bunker guard and now has the elite ability to do some of these Dragon Hunter things.
I just can't wait for the other ones to be revealed. I know Druid is on his way. I'm pretty confused and excited. Just all types of emotions for that reveal. As a person who plays Ranger. And Ranger right now is losing his touch in higher PvP roles. Like top tier. Like no one really plays them besides Power Ranger. So it'll be great to see whenever Druid gets revealed, them say like, oh yeah, you can do more with spirits or something like that, and they do a whole lot more damage. They don't die in the blink of an eye. They actually have a purpose.
Each forging the hero in the fires of resolve, wisdom, and
Any other speculations from anyone?
propelling them into the unknown. This journey never ends.
No, not at the moment. Like,
The hero's
but I
journey
do know I
is to
am
become
still
legend.
excited. Still excited with for the expansion, even though I'm not happy about what I'm hearing so far with the Dragon Hunter. I'm pretty excited still. I can't wait. I want to play
Heart of Thorns.
right now. I want to play.
Well, from what I understand, they have not, at this point, given away all of the keys for the next closed beta. So,
I gave up on that.
if you're in game and you want to keep farming, Silver Waste, Dry Top, they're still dropping portal keys for the Heart of Thorns expansion.
I will never get one.
He's been farming for so long.
And it's so sad because I think someone in our guild, wait, should I say? Or should I say?
Yeah, say it.
Well, someone got one and they're like new to the game.
I think it was Blast.
Yeah, Wes got one.
Well, it's like winning the lottery. So, I don't know. Sometimes you get a chance of getting something, and sometimes you just get bad luck. Like the lottery.
Honestly, I feel that ANET could have done that a lot differently to say, oh, there's some golden tickets in these candy wrappers. Go find some.
Yeah.
Like, they could have done it like, all these people have been loyal to the game. They've been playing it for X amount of, like, thousands of hours into it. Do they deserve to see what's next, Instead of, like, these newer players, like, oh, wow, this game's great. Hey, come do us in Silver West. Okay, they go to Silver West. Like, oh, what's this thing? Oh, and they get hated. Like, don't play this game anymore, you bastard. And they get shredded on. I don't know, some guy who's new to the game had, like the lowest amount of magic find gets it.
Yeah.
I guess I understand it though. People who are playing a lot will continue to play, access or not.
It's true.
Anyways, Ace, let it be known, Ace is the biggest hater. Haters gonna hate.
Screw that, man.
Biggest hater, NA. So guys, if you see Al Pacino in PvP, call him a hater, because he's a straight up hater.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Yeah, that's me.
His name is Al Pacino, and biggest hater, NA.
I am backing up all of the veteran players. We've been playing this game non-stop. Why don't we get rewarded with those types of things?
Hater.
And then all these new guys go in, don't even try, barely gets on. They just came back after like a year being on break, and they get beta access. What type of mess is that?
All hail RNG.
Screw that RNG ass.
Well, what do you guys think of the new Heart of Thorns? Anybody want to just
The
pose
location.
their thoughts on it? Oh yes, has anybody seen where the new map is located in relation to the existing map?
I have not.
If you want to know where it's going to be located and maybe a little bit of a preview of that map,
Are you gonna tell us, Deacon?
GW2, yes, Guild Wars 2 Nodes, GW2Nodes.com, great website. They already have the Maguma Jungle, at least the first part of it, as part of the physical map where the nodes are located. So if you're curious as to what at least partly what the new maps are going to be look like, go to GW2Nodes.com. Then you'll be able to see. It's to the immediate left of the Silver Wastes and Dry Top.
Oh, nice.
The the Magnus Falls, or Magus Falls, and where's it, Maguma Waste, around that area?
Yep,
I'm looking at the map right now.
It's right between the two of them on the far left.
You know, there's so much of this map that has not been discovered yet. I mean, these guys are aiming to like have 3 more expansions if they want.
Rumors are that there will be 5 total expansions.
That's insane.
This journey never ends.
It's,
And
I
if
wanna
they're
fight the
going to do them
dragons.
at the rate of every 2 years, that's 10 years of full gaming that they can keep doing and make profit off.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Fan-based.
I wouldn't be surprised because World of Warcraft has been running for like a really long time now.
And people still buy into it.
Yep, that's true.
Guild Wars is close behind them though.
It would suck though, because I'm looking at the corner of this map here, and there's a place called Unending Ocean. If they ever open a map that's just pure underwater, I'm pure rage. I hate underwater battles.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mechanisms they have for it really suck.
Yeah.
It feels like I do less damage underwater than I do above. I think that's why I hate it. I don't mind it too much, but like it's restriction.
I get lost so fast because you have to like move on like 3 dimensions. So like I just lose when I'm fighting all the time underwater.
Yes.
Wait until we fight like Jormag. More like Honor of the Ways type dungeons or something.
That sucks.
Actually kill him.
And then imagine fighting another dragon, and it's like a water dragon, and you have to fight the dragon underwater.
Bubbles!
This is gonna be horrible. I'm guessing if they ever open the Unending Ocean map in the bottom corner, I think that's when they're gonna bring in an underwater dragon.
Well, the underwater dragon, I think the name was Bubbles, or I don't know, something like that. Funny name. Anyways, I think he's up in Isle of Janther though. From what Panda, a Guild Wars
Aficionado.
lore. Yeah, and great with the lore. That's what she said. Jormag's, of course, in the far Shiver Peaks. Crystal Desert is where Zork is. You know, as I told Stan, so whatever. But I hope that the fight against Mortomorph will be a lot better than the Zaitan fight.
Don't ruin it for me. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. I still have to. Okay,
yeah,
fine.
It was a really boring fight.
Okay,
Very boring.
you're not missing anything, really, Muffin. So I'll just
okay, go for it.
How it is, like, you're on this like really massive ship after taking a blow against Zaitan's lieutenant dragons. So then, what ends up happening, Zaitan appears. He's like this large dragon, which I thought he would be larger because according to lore, they're like the size of continents and shit. So, anyways, so he's flying around. He looks really cool, and he's just flying around while you're fucking fighting on the ship. And then he gets wounded by this like super large laser thing, whatever. So he clings onto this cliff, and then all you do to kill him is spam 1 on a turret, and he dies. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, and it takes like a long time though.
Oh, that sucks.
Just spamming. It would have been much more cooler, right? Like, I don't mind like the shooting part, right? If afterwards, like Logan and they were like, I don't think he's dead, and like they lower the ship down. He's like still has like some fight in him, and you jump off the ship and you just full on DPSing him, in this like fight against Zaitan on the ground. He's like fighting with every ounce of life he has left. Like that would have been much cooler.
I just hope they do something in the new expansion about ore, because didn't we cleanse ore?
Yeah,
And it's still filled with
Oh yeah, I heard they were gonna do that though. Like, if you did the last dungeon, then like your map would like be cleansed and everything.
Good. I'm tired of fighting Risen, and I just want to walk around, get owned.
But how would that affect the events that run on that map? You'd have to come up with a whole new set of instances of events to make the map at least viable still.
But we'll be focused on the jungles. I mean, if everything in the jungles is as cool as it looks with the new mobs and stuff, that's where I'm gonna be. I just don't want it to be taxing on my computer like Silver Waste is.
I just want to see it like, some parts not look as dark.
Yeah, like the process is not done yet because it takes a while, but some parts are,
Yeah.
I don't want to feel that my fight was for nothing.
The journey of the
Like how they need to fix Lion's Arch and Keswick's Hills.
trials of courage.
Those things have been ruined for long enough.
If they actually gave them
And the same
access
guys have
tools-
been working in the same spot
Each
for,
forging the
months
hero
and months and months on
fires
end,
of
and they never accomplish a darn thing.
Dude,
You
they
know-
don't even have tools, so they're hammering and mining with nothing. That's why it's taking forever.
I've heard though that they don't want to, like, this is a rumor though, like they don't want to fix Lion's Arch because they want people who visit other cities and not have like a main city. But that's what I've read and that's what I've heard from some people.
Some of it was to encourage them to use the cultural cities more.
Yes, because this game is like beautiful, right? It has like so much. I don't know, the views are amazing. So I think
I
what
bought
ANET wants
tokens
to
from
do.
when they rebuilt Lion's Arch the first time.
There's tokens. I don't think I have any.
What I would suggest that they could do, if they want for people to visit more of these other cultural ones, like have it like if you're a human, you go to Divinity's Reach, items are cheaper. Like for a human or something like that. And maybe if you're like a Char or whatever in some other class, maybe there's like they can implement like a reputation system almost. So if you're a Char and you like do map completion in Queensdale and some other places and do the events there, you can increase your rep there and get some of the items for cheaper. So that could happen.
Also, people flocked Lion's Arch because that's where the Mystic Forge is. Like, if they want everyone going to every cultural city, then put a forge, like an actual accessible one, not like the one in Divinity's Reach, where you have to like buy one of the ticket things to get in there.
Yeah.
Like, that's the main reason why people flocked Lion's Arch, is because there's the Mystic Forge.
They want to throw stuff in the Mystic Toilet, eh?
Yeah.
Wasted so much money on that.
Wasted so much time on that.
Well, particularly since the Forge pardon me, can be part of the daily, right? So you're gonna see a lot of people there. The other that kind of hurts me is you can get a forge in the garrison in the Borderland maps of World v World.
Yeah.
Why is it in the garrison though, and not in the where you start off with?
Yeah, the Citadel.
The Citadel. Yeah. Would that not make more sense to have it in the Citadel?
Well, if it was in the Citadel, like, people would probably just go there just to kind of probably AFK or something like that. So like, oh, I'm not going to be harmed or anything. If it's in the garrison, and you do your Mr. Forge stuff, you wouldn't like hurt me, get that stuff and get out. I don't know. That's kind of how I saw it. It never really bothered me it never like sparked me as an issue. But I get what you're saying for some. Like you're a commander and you wanna duel and get all your siege to superior, and then like while you're doing it, garrison is under attack.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of see where you're going with it.
Well, that's going to change anyways, because we're changing Borderland maps.
Ooh, yeah, like a verticality thing going on. That's
What do you
gonna
guys
be-
think of the new Borderland maps?
It looks confusing as hell, but alright.
I still haven't seen it. Are you talking about the Stronghold map, or are they changing like?
No, that's the PvP one.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
no,
World
they're
v-
changing up the World v World Borderlands maps.
Like, when we mean by changing it, they're replacing them. Like, those old
Oh,
other
okay,
ones
alright.
will not
I
be
heard
there.
about that. I heard that during like World vs World tournaments, they're gonna bring back the old school ones, like the ones that we have right now, and then
The underwater one, the
hinted
Capricorn?
towards it. They hinted towards it.
I mean, it's
Imagine if they brought back underwater the PvP map.
Oh, Raid on Capricorn. Yeah,
I don't
shit.
remember that.
Because-
I don't think I was doing PvP back in the day.
God, I do. I hated that map.
There was like a ship
It
in the
was-
middle.
Yeah, like it was it was beach themed, right? So there was like A and C on like opposite ends, and then B was in the water. No one went for it because everyone hated underwater combat. So
The journey
it was
of
just a
the
matter of
hero
like
is
who can
filled.
take the other 2 points.
Trials of courage.
So it just lost its purpose, and people were just cute on the forums about it. But
Trials of war.
back on the World v World maps, I know that a lot of the time will be spent looking around the map, trying to find angles in which to surprise your enemies, and all this
The
mess.
hero's journey
And
is to become
just looking at it, there's a whole lot of strategy built in. Like they were saying, oh, there's a bunch of ways you can weave through. There's not just like one path you can take, and then you can surprise your enemies by doing a bunch of stuff and all these additional buffs for taking certain towers and whatever. And there's no flanking for towers, by the way, so you have to attack them at like a set spot, which I don't know. It's hard to. I don't know. It makes a commander who's on the offensive think more. Like you just can't charge in, lay down, whatever siege. It's like they have arrow cards in the back. We should probably lay down some other arrow cards. We should also do this, like and some ballistas. So it's gonna feel more like a siege rather than just mindlessly exerting certain locations. But I do like how the champs and the keeps are gonna fight back, but like much more effectively, of course. So I just don't want it to be damn near impossible to kill, especially if like while you're trying to kill him, this counters you. You have to retreat or you have full wipe or something like that. But mostly, I wouldn't want the entire experience to be blown by something definitive. So, like making it people who are attacking, it's very, very difficult to actually siege anything. If like you have people just full on sieging up their towers and keeps and whatever, making it very difficult. Especially the one with the wind shooting out of the side. can knock people down. That's gonna be some things. Fucking falling off and shit.
Any more speculation on Heart of Thorns anybody wants to make?
I think what I want to put, with all these new specializations, I don't want them to lose their, like, so, like, I don't want them, like, I'm gonna try out Druid. I don't like Druid, I'm going back to Ranger. I don't know. I don't want people, like, I don't want them wanting to throw out these specializations and they turn out to be mediocre at best.
Fair enough. I think that's a pretty good assumption. I think most people feel that way, that they don't want the new elites to absolutely suck.
Yeah. I mean, Revenant, I already know from the way how badass it looks. It's gonna be overpowered at the beginning. See a bunch of nerfs later on.
Most
Speaking
likely.
of, do you think they're gonna actually not let us use like insta-level stuff on our Revenants? Because right now it's just a rumor. Like, really everywhere, nobody's posted any like sources or anything to where people are saying you can't use them. So
They better let me use my tomes.
I know, like the only argument against it is that, oh, ANET wants you to like level the class and like learn it as you play it, but that's like not good enough. Because like so many players that have been playing for this long have all classes up to 80, and they don't want to grind out another character. Like, even if there are new maps, like, are there going to be enough maps to get your character to 80? Probably not. So you'd still like be going to the old ones just to level.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the new map areas are going to be strictly level 80 or higher.
I think they're going to be level 80, in my opinion. I just don't see the point in making it a level up place, especially if it's going to come to map completion.
Yeah.
But for them not to, okay, when they say they want us to experience our character or our class as we level, you can be at level 2 and go into PvP and you automatically unlock all the skills, so you can learn your class that way. And honestly, if you know your class front and back, know all the skills, it's not difficult to apply them to PvE because you know what those skills do. And you're just like, if these are just AI controlled, they're dumber than actual players, so I mean, why not just use this class? You just switch it up. There's no difference. So, and not to mention, I have so many insta level 20 boosters.
Yeah, from birthdays.
From birthdays, ain't it? For fuck's sakes, why would you keep handing those out if you can't use them? If I can use them on Revenant. Like, I just wanna play Revenant in the new zone, have fun that way. That's what I want. I don't wanna like, oh man, gotta get my Revenant up to this level and over. God damn it. I don't even like this map. Just take Revenant to Edge of the Mists and rank up that way or something. I don't know. If they you can't use tomes for it, that just mean you can't use tomes on anything? Why would they make it only for Revenant?
I don't know, maybe for the first month or something like that, you'll be able to level your guy with tomes, and then later on they'll take that ban out. They'll take that out. I don't know. But anyways, everything we're hearing is just a rumor, so we don't know what's going on.
I'm gonna say they are. I mean, you would piss off a lot of people. A lot of people would just be really upset. Maybe people will even bother playing Revenant because I don't know, grind them. I feel like it because they grind it out probably like 8 to 10 other times already. So why do they have to do it again? Oh, they done it 8 to 10 times. One more wouldn't hurt. aren't they changing up the Zaitan story as well? I heard that they were.
I don't know about that, but I know about the, like, Sylvari having their, like, different story things, because they can, like, become corrupted, I guess.
That's probably another argument they'll probably bring up. Like, make Sylvari revenants or something. Because, if that's true about the Sylvari, I might be Sylvari just to see the story.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll say, we're not gonna have you level up Revenant because we're coming up with a new story, like with Sylvari. Then you just see a bunch of Sylvari Revenants, because might as well kill two birds with one stone. But then again, why not give us that choice, you know? Why not enable us to choose whether or not we want to see the new story, or if we want to even play Revenant? Like, I don't know. Like, I say there's no harm in using up the tomes to do it. And I know for the hero points that are coming out, they're going to refund your skill points. I think they turn them into mats or whatever. I think somebody like confirm, deny that. I don't know if that's something that they're gonna do.
I think that was still speculation.
Or maybe
But it's going to be interesting though, like how are you going to craft your legendary when you need like those crystals and obsidian shards to combine those?
Yeah, they're going to have to change everything else out. So hero...
I just hope they don't give you clovers for like all the extra tomes or scrolls of knowledge that you have.
Yeah. Yeah, see the thing is, what do they say? 400 hero points would be for getting the elite specializations for your class, right? Or something like that?
I have it up. A second.
Okay.
Unless I closed it. So leveling to 80 will reward you 400 hero points. Map completion will reward an extra 250 hero points. So you'll need about 65 hero points or 25% of maps completions worth of hero challenges to max out your character. That is before Elite Specialization. So like as the game is right now. But if you want to specialize into those elites, then you'd have to grind for more hero points.
So it makes sense to use those scrolls and change them, make them hero points. I mean, that's what I would want. I only have like a few characters that can go into and do map completion. I already have 2 classes that have 100% map completion, so there's no way for me to actually get those hero points unless like they put it into the word tracks and do it that way. But I don't know. I thought I'd go straight into my class specialization. I want to already become elite so I can see if I like it or not. I don't want it to grind out all the hero points and then I turn out I don't like it, so it's a waste.
I think if you have level 80 already and you also have map completion, you're gonna be good.
Well, since like it feels like hero points can be like a large amount of them needed, right? So would that mean since with the amount that is needed means like it would be easier to obtain? So would that mean that the stuff needed from Mystic Forge would increase? So like Bloodstone Dust is 200 skill points, so would that increase like maybe 250, maybe even more?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes, hero thing. It's interesting as it is. So it's not even like the classes that can be affected, but how you craft things.
At least they got rid of that whole thing with the Grandmasters. Like where you had to do a specific event in order to unlock the Grandmaster or spend X amount of gold and skill points.
I like the book method. I didn't see what was wrong with the method. things easier. Just buy the book. That's it. Here's all your stuff. God damn. Instead of all this like individual stuff, it's like going to someone that you've always like just you spent cash and stuff, right? It's like doing all that, then you like show up to the clerk the next day, and then you fucking just give them a bunch of change to go through. Make it so difficult.
So what do you guys think of the new mastery system?
I haven't really looked into it, so I can't comment on it.
Well, there's going to be specific masteries because they're introducing gliders, so you can spec into, like, I don't know, what is it called?
The gliders like ripping bark off of Mordrum, and then something else, I don't remember.
Yeah, like your skill level though with your gliders, like you can level it up. And there's also one with like jumping on mushrooms too.
Jumping on mushrooms reminds me of another game I've played back in the day. I can't, but my favorite.
I think if they're gonna do masteries, I think they should make a mastery line where you can learn about other people's races. Like if I'm an Asura, I can learn about humans, and then if I get my notoriety up, or my thing up, then I can maybe wear like human racial armor or something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So with
So like World of Warcraft, how you can get your oh my god, I can't find the word.
Is it reputation?
Yes,
Or,
exactly.
Yeah, I want to be a Safari using bar char here.
Female Asuras with underboob, remember?
Oh god.
Oh hail, the underboob.
No. Char females with the underboob stuff.
All hail, the underboob. A boob is a boob.
Several underboobs.
Ooh. Look at that side boob. Check out this side boob.
Yeah.
You like that? Does that turn you on?
That's my side boob.
Cause that's a furry side boob.
Awkward.
Oh, it's like you didn't shave. Ever. Oh, it's great. This is fantastic. Ain't it? If you're listening to this, we demand it. Demand it.
Side boobs.
But how would they
Also-
cover all those boobs for the char? They would probably be like cats who have like 6 or something. Like 6 side boobs.
Just have like these strips. These strips of like leather.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hero's journey.
Oh my god.
We talking the bondage look here? I mean bandage look here?
A bondage.
I think we got a little off track.
No, it says everything
Are we
is good, which
supposed
is
to be
fine.
talking about this?
This stays in.
Now we're talking about cat sight.
It stays in.
Oh dear. Anyway, I think we've kind of talked our way through everything that's coming out with Heart of Thorns. So we'll maybe close off this roundtable. Save your rest of your thoughts for any future roundtable we're going to have. I think we've kind of gone through specializations tonight. For those listening who are actually interested in specializations, hopefully we've given you some more to think on. If not, well, we'll try to give you something interesting to think on in the next round of Rumblecast. Rumblecast. Anyway, have a good night, all. We'll talk to you later.
Later.
Bye.
All that stays in.
Side move.
Side move.